So the reason I want to talk about stan culture today is because of two things that have happened. One, Michaela, who dates LOL Tyler 1, and they are expecting a child in 2 months. This is all public information. You know, I'm not sharing anything that's private. Michaela had a miscarriage last year. It was hard, you know, it's awful. They got pregnant again. Things have been good with this pregnancy, and they are expecting their child in 2 months. And Michaela pissed off Swifties on Twitter. Michaela, who is known for, let's just say, riling people up online. I don't know. Michaela's also a troll. She openly admits this, and she likes to piss off standums. So she said this. Someone said Tyler 1 is the worst player ever. This is a Swiftie fan. And Michaela said, Kanye made your bitch famous. Yeah, she's a professional troll. And in response, she has gotten messages like this. Yep, that just keeps going. And then she's also gotten stuff like this. Fearless by Taylor Swift has sold more albums at the whole Kanye West discography before the VMAs happened. Your ugly newborn daughter is gonna be raped when she's older. Worry about that ugly Now, the post was deleted. Mayhaps Kelly is a minor, came to her senses and realized how evil this is. Okay, here's another one. I hope your baby dies. Or this one. This is the Taylor Swift avatar. This is why I'm like, wow, shocking that people sending death threats don't all have their information private, or you can't find out who they are. Hope you have a miscarriage. I don't know what this media is. Probably some evil Your baby has Down syndrome. You're gonna have a miscarriage. Don't speak on Taylor again. Yeah, those are just some examples. She said she's gotten hundreds of threats about her baby dying. Now, Michaela laughs at all this. She's a troll. She riles up psychos online and then posts the crazy that they say. However, it doesn't take away from how absolutely deranged this is, and is just one example of how insane stan culture has gotten to because of the internet, where now not everyone, as you could see, this psycho here has her picture, but it provides you the cover of anonymity. You can be anonymous online and say whatever and not face the repercussions for it. As I was Googling everything on stan culture, looking for videos online, I swear to God, every person who wrote about this or made a video about it started off or had somewhere in the notes that said that now I'm hesitant to do this, or I'm kind of afraid to do this. And that is because we now know if you criticize stans, or God forbid you criticize their holy leader, they will come for your neck and they will say things like this. So that was the first thing that I saw. And then the second thing I saw was Anthony Fantano. Anthony Fantano reviews music, and he reviewed Kanye West's album Vultures. Doesn't matter what Anthony Fantano said, because the response to it is so insane. I saw a tweet that had thousands of likes that was calling for Anthony Fantano to be murdered. So the Kanye West cult went after Anthony Fantano. Death threats and wishing for someone to be murdered because they don't like the person that you're obsessed with, or they dare to have some criticism, whatever celebrity artist you're obsessed with. It doesn't warrant those responses. Like, that's insane. We need to think about lobotomizing these people because they're so screwed up in the head. One common thing that stans do is doxing. If you're just a person online who says something about Nicki Minaj, Taylor Swift, Kanye West, whatever, there is a likelihood that your personal information will be doxed. It won't just stop with you. It will go to your family. That's where we're at here. So it's not just people saying crazy shit online, it's them also doing crazy shit like that. The underbelly of stan culture, the psychology, legality of the stan experience. There's a spectrum of stan culture where being a fan can be harmless, but on the extreme side, it can lead to glorifying public figures to harassing and doxing. Now, let me be clear. I have no problem with people being fans of whoever. There's celebrities I'm fans of. I always advise against celebrity worship. I think that is dangerous, and I think that's what leads a big part of this. But it's perfectly fine to love an actor, love an artist, but not when it is leading to harassment and doxing and death threats online against a pregnant woman. Stan, a word that combines stalker and fan, entered pop culture's lexicon in 2000. Man, that word has been around for 24 years. Thanks to rapper Eminem's song Stan. The track and video portrayed a young man named Stan, dangerously obsessed with Eminem. This was also based off of a real-life fan, in case you didn't know that. In the present era, standing has become a regular part of pop and online culture. Online communities celebrate, praise, and emulate music stars like Beyonce, Mariah Carey, Nicki Minaj, Rihanna, Cardi B, and Meg Thee Stallion. There's a spectrum of stan culture where being a fan can be harmless, but on the extreme side, it can lead to glorifying public figures, to harassing and doxing those who point out their failings or don't share the same admiration for them online. Yeah, I mean, like I said, we are all aware that if you tweet something that is negative, not even that negative, if it's not worship of someone like Taylor Swift or Nicki Minaj, then you are absolutely risking being harassed and doxxed. Celebrities rely on stans, even though it will get to a point that can sometimes be bad for the celebrity. Ultimately, they rely on these insane stand-ups. You know, the people who are like buying every single thing they put out, who are spending hundreds of dollars on tickets, who are like keeping their names alive. All right, let's watch this video.
Without an enraptured and supportive audience, celebrities would be just like the rest of us. Celebrity is an acknowledgement of the public's power. Take internet meme star and rapper Danielle, also known as Bad Baby, aka Cash Me Outside. There are thousands of ill-tempered and culturally appropriating white teenagers online, but Danielle's stardom was secured by the public via social media, who shared her infamous appearance on Dr. Phil millions of times and engaged in the antics that followed. Somewhere, a girl exactly like Danielle Bregoli sits non-famous and without lucrative endorsement deals because she never was seen by the right audience. Historians Susan J. Douglas and Andrea McDonald point out in their book Celebrity: A History of Fame that studies show that gossip, despite its trivial reputation and negative connotations, actually serves important functions, such as encouraging bonding and camaraderie among friends and family members. It can also allow us to release stress, share ideas, and strengthen friendships.
You would not help me cover up a body? Well, consider yourself unmonitored.
When many black people rushed to defend O.J. Simpson in 1994, a lot of the support came from long-simmering disgust with the justice system and accusations of rape and violence by black men.
When the O.J. Simpson trial was happening, it was really split along racial lines. And the reality is black men do face a different justice system. And so a lot of the feelings and the attitudes that people had towards OJ's trial were based on a history that is filled with black men being screwed over by the justice system. It's just unfortunate that in this case, OJ Simpson was a monster, and it was something that years later, people who had initially supported him and thought that this was another example of black guy being by the justice system, they realized that no, O.J. Simpson is a murderer.
Speaking of politics, another thing feeding our obsession with celebrities is that unlike politics and current affairs, which can be alienating or, let's face it, boring, gossip about celebrities allows people to judge and offer opinions without much thinking. You don't have to be right when it comes to celebrity commentary. There is no complex formula.
Of course, it's also the case the rich will, but you have to remember too that O.J. happened right after Rodney King, and so the racial tensions in this country were super inflamed.
Biologists say it's natural for humans to look up to individuals who receive attention because they have succeeded in society. In prehistoric times, this would have meant respecting good hunters and elders. But as hunting is now not an essential skill and longevity is more widely achievable, these qualities are no longer revered. Instead, we look to celebrities whose fame and fortune we want.
We used to have to build fires and hunt our dinner, or else we'd die. And now we're online telling people to go kill themselves because they don't love Beyonce.
So let's talk about the three-tiered celebrity worship scale created by psychoanalysts in 2002. There are low worship people who watch and read about celebrities and are motivated by sensation-seeking and entertainment. Intermediate celeb worshipers more broadly integrate their favorite celebrities' personalities into their own lives, using them as social cues. Meanwhile, high celebrity worship was described as excessive empathy with the celebrity's successes and failures, over identifying with the celebrity and obsessively following the details of a celebrity's life. This sounds like a lot of people, which is probably why the celebrity worship scale evolved into the celebrity attitude scale, and the categories had more detailed metrics.
And this is also why so many people who were not celebrities via music or acting were able to become celebrities through means like Instagram, you know, and I'm referring to influencers.
Borderline Borderline pathological behavior could include people who get plastic surgery to look exactly like their favorite celebrity on the soft end, or someone like Yolanda Saldivar. You probably remember her as the murderer of Selena.
Big year, Selena. She won el Grammy. Una cosa
Selena.
like a dream come true, ¿verdad?
Exactly.
Tell us about it.
Yolanda was a fan who begged Selena's father to allow her to start a fan club, and she embezzled money. When she was discovered and fired, she felt so betrayed by her favorite celebrity's dismissal that she shot her. Another example of a dangerous stan is John Hinckley Jr., who became so obsessed with Jodie Foster after seeing her in Taxi Driver that he attempted to assassinate Reagan to impress her. Hinckley had what is now referred to as erotomania, in which a deluded person falsely believes a person is in love with them. This is the reason for many celebrity stans who turn to stalking. You can tune into your favorite rapper or singer on Instagram Live and even have a chance to see them reply to you in real time on Twitter. For fans who belong in the intense personal category or who are traditionalists, it's easy to see why.
Bro, it's always wild to me when I'll see some random celebrity who's suddenly on Instagram. I'm like, oh yeah, no shit. Their star has dimmed and they're trying to get it back. Like, they need that personal connection there. So yeah, they're going to go on Instagram and be like, let's do an Instagram Live or let's do a Q&A. It's not just celebrity influencers now like the Kardashians. It's everyone and anyone. You know, they're going on TikTok, they're going on Instagram Live. They're on social media.
Stan culture grows exponentially. For a growing number of teens and young adults reared on in-your-face celebrity culture, being a stan is normalized. Studies have linked obsessive celebrity worship to poor body image in adolescence, an increased chance of obtaining plastic surgery, and a personality style characterized by sensation-seeking, cognitive rigidity, identity diffusion, and poor interpersonal boundaries.
Perfect blue.
Basically, stans are more likely to be attention-obsessed, closed-minded, unsure about their own identity, and socially awkward and or nosy. You can think about highly violent celebrities who prosper because of how lucrative they are, or how hella people covered up for Harvey Weinstein because his role in the celebrity production machine put money in their own pockets. Here, you can also turn your attention to the numerous child and teen stars who were fed through the Hollywood machine, who were financially, sexually, physically, or mentally abused without anybody doing anything about it.
I mean, we talked about this where someone said, how was Dan Schneider allowed to be in the position of power he was in for so long? I'm like, same way with Harvey Weinstein, same way with all these abusers. As much money as you do, Dan Schneider and Harvey Weinstein did exactly that. Just one hit after the other. Oscars, you know.
The desire for profit doesn't leave room for blackballing racists, rapists, or woman beaters. Instead, there are photo shoots, marketing campaigns, press opportunities, publication features, public philanthropy, and other things. Again, involving a litter of people paid to help produce and promote content that makes such people more appealing.
Celebrities are brands. That's what it is. When your brand has suffered because of, I don't know, like Chris Brown being an abusive piece of shit, you go do charity. You go do good PR that's going to get your brand back in public favor again.
These things not only build the celebrity and repair their reputations even when they don't deserve it, but creates illusions of intimacy for the fans. Fan itself is derived from the Latin word fanaticus, which means insanely but divinely inspired. In addition to people like the crazed man who broke into Rihanna's home on numerous occasions, we know this because people send death threats and hate speech to others over a difference in opinion about their favorite celebrity. People find joy in dragging the unfortunate souls who dare critique their faves. Standom is most evident in certain professions. Psychologist Mark D. Griffith noted, any person who is in the public eye can be the object of a person's obsession. Authors, politicians, journalists, but research in criminal prosecution suggests they are more likely to be someone from the world of television, film, and or pop music. Stan culture, remarkably, can also be theorized as a reaction to the fall of religious influence. As the power of religious institutions has waned over the past half-century, people still look for something bigger than themselves to admire or aspire to. Writer Chris Rajic said, as with gods, we can project intensely positive, even worshipful feelings onto celebrities.
And I'm guilty of this too. I do feel like we need to stop using the word stan to describe fans. If it's harmless, maybe we shouldn't use the word stan. Stan should be reserved for the psychopaths, the mentally ill psychos who are sending death threats, who are harassing, who are doxing, who are stalking, you know.
And we can think about the way the black community tends to celebrate black celebrity victories at award shows or the box office as a win for the community, even if those things do nothing for structural racism, poverty, and mass incarceration.
Yeah, i.e. Black excellence, i.e. people celebrating Beyonce, Jay-Z, Obama, whatever, with the hashtag Black excellence, as if the walls of racism that built this country have crumbled and equality has thus been achieved. But it's Black capitalism.
The danger of stan culture is perhaps best represented by the ascension of Donald Trump.
I mean, y'all, it is bad enough to stan celebrities who are musicians, actors, like people in the entertainment industry. Stanning politicians, no one should do that. These are public servants. They are elected by us to make this country work better for all of us.
If your favorite celebrity can do no wrong and must be protected from critique or consequences at all costs, who can stop them if they move from somewhat controversial fame to political puppet or tyrant?
Anybody who's online, you are affected by stan culture. And there's been a huge backlash to standums in general.